In case you missed it, major developments have emerged in the Tupac Shakur murder case. Reports suggest that iconic figures like Snoop Dogg, Suge Knight, and even Diddy may soon be questioned or even arrested. One specific interview is sparking serious speculation about Snoop Dogg's involvement. For the first time, we're hearing that Snoop was originally supposed to be in the same BMW as Tupac and Suge the night Pac was shot.
You were with Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac. I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car with.
According to Snoop himself, he was expected to ride in the car with Tupac that night, but a last-minute decision changed everything. This sudden shift might have been due to a heated argument between Snoop, Tupac, and Suge Knight just 24 hours earlier.
Last time me and Tupac was on the same page, and I did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she asked me how did I feel about Puffy and Biggie, and I told her that I like their music and I want to do music with them. Bro didn't like that. Tupac didn't like that, so we had a misunderstanding. So on the flight back to LA, I didn't feel comfortable around them for what they had did, as far as I didn't let my security ride with me. So to protect myself and to prevent from happening, I slept under a blanket with the knife and the fork just in case something was to go wrong, but it didn't.
All of this unfolded within 48 hours of Tupac's assassination, causing serious suspicion. Back in the 90s, Snoop had deep connections to the streets. Some now speculate he may have received a warning that Tupac was targeted, so he avoided getting in that car. But what makes it even more chilling is another Snoop interview from 2 days before the shooting, where he said Tupac seemed to hate him.
I say a week before he died, we was best of friends. 2 days before he died, I don't think he liked me.
Why?
Because we was in New York.
Oh, yeah.
And it happened. New York, they shot at me and did all kind of shit to me, like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave him. And went and did an interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I want to do some music with them. And I just rubbed Cuz the wrong way, like tried to kill me, out at you, and you talking about you want to do a song with it. I wasn't thinking about his emotions. I was thinking about the way I felt at the time. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked his music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. This video footage of all of us hanging out.
As this resurfaced, the internet exploded. A Reddit thread went viral, revealing a shocking theory. Snoop allegedly heard Tupac was working with federal agents. In an old interview, a law enforcement officer claimed Tupac was planted in the industry to stop gang wars between Bloods and Crips.
Well, it turns out when I talked to Tupac's longtime mentor, political mentor, former Black Panther Chokwe Lumumba, who was his first business manager, he's told me, I basically asked, well, was Tupac only pretending to be in order to appeal to gangs and politicize them? And he said yes. And that was part of his thug life agenda they came up with his imprisoned stepfather, Mutulu Shakur. And so Tupac was just using that in order to get the and the leaders to call peace truces, first in Los Angeles, then throughout California, and then throughout the country. And that was why he was pretending to be this type. And really, he was just an intellectual prodigy.
But if Tupac really was working with the feds and failed in his mission, that could explain his sudden death. It would also make sense why Snoop kept his distance in Vegas. Even crazier, the same Reddit user dug deeper and found more evidence, suggesting Tupac might still be alive. A rapper named Trey, who was close to Tupac, accidentally got recorded after an interview, saying, "Last time I saw him, he was in Cuba."
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk.
One last question. Is Pac still alive?
Nobody knows. Y'all good?
Yeah, we good. Thanks a lot, man.
We good. Last time I saw him, he was in church.
Just 3 weeks after that interview, a video surfaced online. It allegedly showed Tupac relaxing in a parking lot somewhere, fueling the theory that he faked his death and escaped.
Zoom in. That's Pac, man. He was the outlaw. And Reg from Holla Back is trying to be friendly and get autographs. Holla Back exclusive, baby. Holla Back.
This Tupac is alive in Cuba theory has existed for decades, but in 2025, it's gaining serious traction. Even Suge Knight has said in interviews over the years that Tupac is alive. In one clip, Sugi claims Tupac was laughing and talking at the hospital before his supposed death, stating, "When I left that hospital, me and Tupac were laughing and joking. I don't see how he went from doing well to dead."
When I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody could turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I would tell you this, Pac, you never.
But that story doesn't match police records, which claim Tupac was unconscious the entire time he was in the hospital. If he was in a coma, how could he be laughing with Suge? Despite the contradiction, Suge repeated the same claim in a 2008 interview 10 years apart.
He was conscious on the way to the hospital.
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after he did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
Interestingly, Suga went silent about Tupac for nearly a decade after that. Why? In 2008, shortly after talking publicly about Tupac, Suga was shot 6 times at a nightclub. He never told police who did it but believed it was a warning for speaking. Out in 2018, Suge Knight's own son, Suge Jr., made headlines by posting on Instagram that Tupac was alive and living in Malaysia.
Knight and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson, the MGM Grand. Keefe D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and 2 of their friends were also there. Keefe D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago, in a proffer that couldn't be used against him, the shooting was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and beat him up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly.
Things got even stranger when Suge Jr. shared a cryptic text exchange. Someone warned him, "You've said too much. It's time for you to go." He followed up with photos of Tupac photoshopped alongside modern celebrities like 50 Cent and Beyonce with captions like, "He never left us but they'll be after me soon." While some thought it was a publicity stunt, others believe Suge Jr. had insider knowledge from his father
about Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keefe D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
The official story begins on September 7, 1996. Tupac was in Las Vegas with Suge Knight to attend a Mike Tyson fight. After the match, they encountered an enemy in the MGM Grand lobby and got into a physical altercation.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car together. Just say that.
This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, "Tupac, Tupac."
Got to the light. He was going to go drink. And he happened to be hanging out the window. He's hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac.
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
Security quickly separated them, and Tupac and Suga returned to their hotel to change. They then set off to party that night, but at around 11 p.m., while driving down the Vegas Strip, the unthinkable happened. Shots rang out, right in the middle of traffic.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat, and you said that Tupac pulled out.
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually?
No, once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car
That's what happened.
started at Tupac and Suge.
For over 20 years, the details of that night remained cloudy. But in 2025, the case was officially reopened. That's when a shocking interview surfaced. Kef D, during a sit-down with DJ Vlad, described the moment they pulled up on Tupac.
He starts. You say Suge looks over, he sees you. He looks right at you.
Yeah, he looked at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting. Evident story is Tupac's trying to either get out
in
of
the back seat or something.
Yeah. What do you see happening inside of their car?
I seen him going Suge head. I thought he was.
So Orlando across Dre.
He leaned over on the window. We rolled down the window.
According to Kef D, Tupac was reaching for a weapon when the car stopped at a red light, meaning he might have known the hit was coming. Unfortunately, he wasn't fast enough to defend himself.
Yeah, 'cause I hate that happened, dog. You know, I really do, man. Cause it took a lot of people's lives, dude. Hate that happen. Probably to God. I feel they should, you know, that was wrong, man. It was just wrong, purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it had never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. It never happened, dude.
Later, police released never-before-seen footage of Kef D's interrogation the night of the murder. He admitted he was there, and his demeanor in the footage shows raw emotions, some say guilt.
All 4 of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Every one.
Every one of them. Which of those 4 is it when you talk to him about murdering Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one of them. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
As 2025 brought new life into this cold case, it overlapped with one of the biggest trials in rap history, the Diddy trial. In newly unsealed documents, Diddy was reportedly mentioned 77 times. One former LAPD officer claimed Diddy paid $1 million, 2 of Tupac killed, and Suge Knight allegedly retaliated by arranging Biggie's murder.
It was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because you listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah. No, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
The allegations shook the industry. In fact, Diddy has been confronted publicly several times about his rumored role in Tupac's death, including a tense Breakfast Club interview. The story went viral again when 50 Cent commented, saying bluntly, "I don't like Diddy because he had Tupac gone."